Man, oh man, here we go again, and it is put in the transmission pulling man. That's right, guys. As you can see, I think it was last week on the second channel, I pulled that one out, I believe, of the S10. As you can see, it's still not got to the builder because he lives about an hour away. So that means I need about 2.5 hours free to be able to just drive there and back. Anyhow, this one has nothing to do with that one. The little hot rod machine right there, the S10. This has everything to do with that one. Oh, Bessie. Theo, Theo, Theo. Oh, someone's been playing down in the creek, I see. Oh, you're crazy if you think you're getting in one of the vehicles now, dude. You're soaked on the bottom side. You got that old wet belly. I've been wanting to do a clutch job on this. I think I can feel it slipping. And I'm betting the clutch is actually probably going to be decent. I think it's more that I got it so hot that I've warped everything and it has minimal contact. Not minimal. Anyways, I'm just going to feel better after we do a clutch job in it because I know I smoked the clutch really hard one day. I was hoping we could do some stuff outside today that I've been wanting to do, but it's so windy, that's going to butcher that, so we had to find an inside job. Now, I've been doing some behind the scenes stuff with merchandise and all that kind of crap. So we're already close to about probably creeping up on 11 o'clock. So we'll see if we can't get it pulled out. We'll have to go have that flywheel surfaced. So I doubt we'll have enough time to, get that all done today because we'll be waiting on the shop we take it to. But anyhow, we can get it out, get it dropped off, and then who knows? We'll figure it out. We better get there first. Speaking of a Toyota, damn, does that little truck look cool. Man, do I love the Dooley. Ew, squeeze on out of here. Now, holy cow. Yeah, the last time we messed with this, I left a light underneath there. That's that custom under hood engine light that everyone should have, along with the quick release battery cable. Anyhow, we topped off the power steering. I told you it was doing some squeaking and stuff. Well, it's still doing some squeaking. So, won't we look at the belt, see if maybe, I don't know, maybe that tensioner coming loose could be causing some of that. We may have had a light, but apparently we had left it on. So you gotta keep these babies in rotation. These are the handiest lights ever until you kill them all. And then you really need one, and there's like 4 of them sitting around dead. Let's see. Oh, is that it right there? Because if so, that looks loose to me. Yeah, that could probably cause it some, y'all think? So I thought they said on these tensioners that you actually tighten it over here, but then you lock it down on that center nut. I was fairly certain I had done that. So I'll just tell you guys, this week is actually spring break. Of course, we chose not to go anywhere. We're just gonna stay here. But we do want to take Hot Rod to do a couple fun things. Oh, sure enough, that was actually loose. So maybe I didn't tighten it up enough, or maybe I did. No, I've done this one. I know I did. So I guess I didn't get it tight enough. Anyhow, today's spring break, or this week's spring break, and I'm wanting, geez Louise, that ain't gonna get on there, is it? I'm trying to bang this out. So then tomorrow, which is a Wednesday, and Thursday, I can bang out a main channel video, and that'll give me Friday to spend the day with Hot Rod. We're trying to plan a couple things to just go do, just to have a little fun together. I'm very fortunate that even though she just turned 11, which is mind-blowing, that she still loves hanging out with her dad. She likes me going to all the activities with them. So you guys know, I got to capitalize on that because for too much longer, Dad may not be cool no more, I don't know. Hot Rod, she's a little different than the other girls, I think there's a chance that Dad stays pretty cool in her eyes. Now, what you want to do in this situation is get that ratchet that's hard to squeeze in there and make it take forever instead of pulling a hose clamp there and a hose clamp there and getting that pipe out of your way, where you could easily get to it with even a power tool, instead. We like to struggle bus it. Gotta struggle bus sometimes, it'll keep you humble, guys. 3 hours later. All right, Chris, don't show them these power tools after I said that, okay? We'll leave this part out. I'll get it tight. Then we'll go back to the manual thing. I'll be like, oh, guys, look at how hard I worked, okay? And then everyone will think I'll do everything the hard way. All right, so we'll show that. And then we'll clip to this right here, guys. All right, there we go, guys. Pretty good. Just took a little longer than expected, but not too bad. Hopefully you can see I got pretty nice tension on that sucker now. Hopefully no more slippage. Guys, that Uniwiggler right there, it helped us get to that. Obviously, that was gonna take forever the other way. Sometimes you just need a good Uniwiggler. Yeah. I mean, how tight do you need me to get this sucker for it to not come loose? Surely that's enough. I may have got that sucker too tight. Now it's gonna squeak from being over tight. Perfect. Squeak fixed, hopefully. Guys, this last week, I'm fired up now, okay? I had to, I got my blood flowing, tightening that up. Now I'm fired up, okay? And at the swap meet, I guess someone asked Slick. They said, hey, do you ever want to smack pudding? All right, come smack me. I'll smack back. You'd be like, oh, I'm gonna smack pudding. I'm walking along. I'm like, man, I sense it. This guy wants to smack me. He goes to smack, right across the damn chin. Drop him like a sack of potatoes every time. Ain't failed yet. Just playing, guys. Don't come try to smack me, and I won't be throwing no roundhouse, all right? Jeez, I'm sure you're a delight to be around. Just a fun guy. He probably watches every video. Now, I did not purposely leave our bolt out of this, but it does make it the quick release feature. So we're gonna disconnect our battery. And I wanna show y'all how chattery this little 22 RE is. Let me just fire it up real quick. I shouldn't have done that. Just so y'all can hear it for a split second, because I've told y'all this motor's chattery, and there's a lot of hypothesis on what's going on here. Some people are like, dude, you're never gonna get those valves quiet. I don't think it's the valves. I'm agreeing with folks about the timing chain slap. Listen to this sucker. Guys, that thing chatters. It sounds like two skeletons making love in a trash can. Some of y'all say that's just the 22R motor. But how about we pop the hood on this little sewing machine, huh? This way y'all can listen to all the wind. Let's give her one pump. Not too bad considering I ain't started her in 3 or 4 days. Now y'all hear this thing? That's significantly better. The little bit of chatter I think I hear, I do think is the valves. All right, since I got this old girl fired up, we're gonna go ahead and move her out the way. You wanna leave your hood up? Go. What a slamming around. Oh, forgot there's a truck in the way. It's all right, she's an off-road machine. You definitely wanna drive all the way around so you can go right back up in front of the shop like this. And now you're ready, because you're basically in the same spot, to back down the hill. Oh, it's that crane doing the old slippity slap, slapping around, because someone ain't built a mount to secure it yet. Perfect. Ooh, choke's working good on this sucker too. She was still warming up. So like I said, this one ain't too shabby. Where did our jump pack go? Because it is no longer with us. Apparently one of the slams I heard was a jump pack falling off. Theo, go pick up that jump pack. What's on the trailer, buddy? Did we find something good? Yes, we did. She's laying over here. Don't worry about that. That was laying over there on Watch Out Drive. Because usually when I come ripping around that little back road, you better watch out. All right, this one, to my understanding, is just the 22RE, obviously fuel injected. That one's a 22R. I don't know how much is different on the internals, but what I've been told or seen in the comments some was those have metal guides for the timing chain, and I think these ones have plastics. I don't know if these ones break or they wear out, but they allegedly let the timing chain slap around in there. And I would think that if we'd pull that valve cover, we could probably see some of that, I would think. So now that we have another task, maybe we'll pull this out of our way. I'm curious if we just can't look down in the front or even borescope and see what's going on down in there. Boop. Pull our couple hoses. Oh, is that one disconnected? I don't know if it's disconnected or if it just fell off there easy. I'm gonna have to roll back that beautiful bean footage.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Let's get a little illumination up in here. I am a huge fan of how these little valve covers mount on here. Oh, except don't drop those. Get that one hit down there underneath the old neck. Yeah, on up here. You know, as always, she clean, guys. But I don't really know what I'm looking for in here. But what I'm seeing, I don't know if I can see all the way down in there. I don't see a huge amount of slack in our timing chain. That is definitely a piece of plastic for certain. And there's enough slack that I can do that right there. So if there's somewhere that can hit metal, so let's look at the outside of the chain. Maybe see if we can see if it's been rubbing somewhere or something. That's kind of hard to tell too. I thought they said those plastic guides will break and then that's what slaps. Yeah, maybe those things have settled in. I've adjusted these when they're hot before, but who knows? Maybe that's what I end up needing to do again. Let's see, that's an exhaust. Let me get my filler gauges and just see where that's sitting at, even though it's cold. I know it ain't hot, but I know I can find the numbers online somewhere that some people swear you gotta adjust them hot, some say cold. I think the book tells you to do it hot. That's why I did it hot. Hot to me makes way more sense because obviously stuff grows when it's hot and expands. So stuff will be changing. Let's see, what if I guessed about 12? Woo! If I guessed about 12, then 12 is about perfect. Let's see what 13 does. Yeah, 13 can get in there too, so we'll call it 13 thousandths. Same on that one. And then on our intake side, I'm gonna try about 9. I can tell it ain't as much. Ooh, it's more than that though. That's a little loosey in there, maybe 11. Even 11 seemed a little, I mean, there's a little resistance, but that could be me holding her crooked. Kind of tight spot here. Oh yeah. I mean, that's more like 12 as well. And I know those shouldn't be equal. So that's interesting because I know we've done those. And there's even marks on those still where I marked doing inlet and exhaust or whatever. Intake, I mean. A little reading online, guys. And I see a lot of people saying set them to 7 and 11 with it cold. So that's what we're gonna try. Our two right here that ain't got no load on them, pop our little jam nuts free. That right there is our 11, so we're gonna put it down in there. Then we'll turn this sucker down and tighten it down till we feel it get it. But we should be able to move it around in there about like so. And then I gotta hold that right there, retighten our jam nut. And then sometimes that gives you some play, or it changes it so you wanna check it. And I think that's pretty good. Now, as you can see, she's still got, 11 thousandths, guys, so there's always gonna be enough for you to move that and it tick. There's just people who said that this is the right amount where you'll hear it, but it won't be a plumb chatterbox. I'm still not convinced this is all what we've got going on, but it ain't gonna hurt nothing since we're here. There we go. So interesting enough, on our intake side here, that was the one I had way off. These two are like perfect with the 7 thousandths. So I'm wondering if when I set them at one point, I didn't get the filler gauges mixed up. because this one's pretty much set at what the exhaust should be at. So I wonder if I didn't get those mixed up and actually accidentally set one of our intake like our exhaust. The ones we adjusted on, I'm just putting an X on them where we know we're good to go on those. So we got 2 of our exhausts back here and 1 intake left. The rest are already good. Instead of cranking on the motor manually, we'll just unhook our coil wire here real quick. We'll get that clutch pushed in because of our suture. Hold on. And we'll just give her a few bumps. That freed up that one. We need a little more. That's just about off the cam, but not quite. So we can get that one now. And then hopefully, yep, we can get our one up here. Our front intake one was good. This one was actually a little tight. I couldn't get the 11th thou in there. It's probably about 10 thousandths. So I don't know if I just did that sloppy of a job last time, or if because this motor had been rebuilt right before Slick had pulled it apart and crap, if like stuff still breaking in and wearing in or what. There we go. That's our last one. And that one feels just a hair loose, but it ain't even off much. I mean, maybe 0.5 thousandths, I bet. We ain't gonna get much on it or it'll get too tight. See? There we go. That's what she needed. So there's only one of them that was really any significant change, I'd say. As I've been staring with this light, trying to see if there's anywhere I can see where it's been slapping in there for sure. I borescope down in there. It's kind of impossible to show. And I can't see anything. Now that don't mean it ain't slapping against that plastic guide hard. Those are definitely the plastic guide, so it didn't get the metal upgrade ones when they rebuilt it. What I was just reading though says that the tensioner works off of oil pressure. So unless you're running, and that's one of the reasons why too, they want to always make sure you got good oil pressure. This truck has good oil pressure. So I don't know if, I'm assuming oil pressure obviously then shoves over on the guide somehow to add tension to it, is how that would work. So I don't know if maybe that ain't working well. I don't know exactly what's going on. But for now, we're not gonna stress it too much, even if she's a ticking time bomb. Let her blow, hell. We're not gonna stress that too much. I wasn't even supposed to be messing with that. Kind of got sidetracked here. So let's pop our valve cover back on and then we'll continue on with our finally starting to pull the transmission. Let her blow up. See if I care. I'm just playing, girl. Please don't blow up on me. I 100% will care. Alright, I'll pop her couple hoses back on. Why don't we give her, I'll grab the intake and then we'll give it her start up. They come a cut with a chainsaw?
Yeah, they did.
That's what I'm talking about. I told you to let them
I was
know.
like, why is there a chainsaw going? All I got was it cutting it in half.
I told you they better get it with a chainsaw before I do.
Yeah.
Over there at Slick's, the wind had took out I guess some pole out by a street that had a light on it. And I told them if they don't come clean it up, that I'd bring the chainsaw over there and I'll clean it up. And any of the wires that is ran to it, don't worry, I'd snip them and we'd just wire nut them and shove them in the ground or something. They'll drive by and I'll have that sucker leaned up on the tow roller cutting it if they don't come get it. But I guess they brought their chainsaw and got it instead, so I didn't get to. I bet this will start better with that coil wire hooked back up. Can y'all hear that? I ain't scared to eat crow in front of camera, guys. I was wrong. It was dang sure that one real loose one. Woo! She's way quieter. Holy cow. Dang. Dang, dang, dang. That is crazy. I think 2 of them I did like a 1/2 thou adjustment on, but that intake for, which one was it? Number 3 cylinder. That one was super loose. What do we go from? 11 or 12 down to 7? So I mean, that's a pretty significant difference. And that had been the one making all the noise. And it also makes me feel better about not being able to see anything around the timing chain and knowing that that is good and not slapping. But holy cow. So I was thinking the timing chain, because as you like put a load on the truck and accelerate, it would really quiet down. And people say that's a sign of it's the timing chain, because during that, you got a lot more tension on the chain. It's got a load on it. So it's more like at idle. And then when you're coming off a load, that you'll hear it kind of slap or that noise, which is kind of what mine was sounding like. So that had me leaning towards that. Plus, knowing I'd already run the valves, just come to find out, I messed up on one of them. So guys, there you go. Second check yourself. You could be wrong too. Glad I finally whooped that thing, guys. I love that little truck. Pulling up in that thing, I'm telling you, anywhere you pull up in that, people go, and they just gotta look, because they've never seen one before. 4,000 of them sold, probably a few hundred left in existence in America here, maybe. So no one even knows what the heck it is. And I'm like, yeah, check out my truck, but the embarrassing part is the motor sounds like it's about to fall apart, because you could hear that thing from a distance. It was like you just come pulling up and all you hear is... When I'm getting out, I'm like, yeah, you like my truck? That's old clickety rickety, okay? She's a gooder. So no more being clickety rickety. Now, she's the make you wanna shout Toyota Stout. Y'all thought this bad girl was fast before? Oh, Slick thinks he's gonna whoop her into love. You ain't whooping nothing, Slick. The only thing you're whooping is damn sheet metal over there all day long. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Now that this thing will have all 4 cylinders with the intake valves opening all the way to suck in even more air to push out its rear end, this thing's basically gonna be a drag truck. I'm so happy after this victory that I borderline don't even want to take this thing apart anymore. I kind of just want to go drive it around for the first time without listening to the motor chatter. Let's see, what all we got going on here. We can pull our slave cylinder, tuck it off to the side. Got some type of sensor or electronic connector here. We'll be able to unplug. Got that nice Oklahoma red dirt in there holding that sucker together. That's like our Loctite around here, you know what I mean? This is what I was curious about, is how's this sucker come out? So it looks like we'll have to pull the mount, obviously, like that was some big secret. I think we may have to pull the mount entirely, like get it off the transmission side and then down here, because we'll probably have to take it back to drop it past our, shaft and stuff up in there to then drop it down and pull it out this way. Because obviously we ain't got a removable cross member, because our cross member holds our torsion bars, which holds up the front of our truck. So this needs to be pretty solid. All right, we're gonna go for it. We'll get it pulled out as much as I wanna go drive it around. I also don't wanna get it nice and hot. And I'd like to get progress going on this. We're doing good. I'm about to tell on myself. If you're curious if I'd swapped out that mismatched bolt, the answer is no, not yet. The answer is no, not never, perhaps. Who knows? So we'll go step 1, pull your drive shaft. Here's a little pro tip. If you can't pry it, smack it. Yeah! Ow! Ow! Oh, I wish I was facing down for you guys. That thing bounced down, somehow come up, bounced, hit that fingernail just right. Woo! Make the stomach turn. Make you want to say a curse word, but I didn't. That noisy helicopter out of here, damn it. That's good though. We needed to smash that finger because all the other ones were about healed up. I was due. All right, over here, it looks like we have just some clip holding the harness. How silly is that? Clamp her to the transmission. She'll hold. Yeah. Give that a smackety. How many electronics you need on 5-speed? These bolts go into our transmission, and they're not from the motor. They're actually these little kind of girdle, cradle support type thingies that drop down off the motor. It's a big old cast bracket. Looks kind of something like that there. Hey, y'all think it'll help if I loosen that one instead of sit there and tighten it? Yeah, I bet this will probably help to go the other way. I like this little thing because you can get her going and slip it on there, and it usually has enough torque to break most bolts. Just give her the old slip slide and she'll break her free. As you can see, that one right there did have another bolt going up into there. I'd got it already. That can just dangle now. And luckily she's nice and out of the way where we don't got to worry about bleeding that clutch off or anything like that. You know, I do notice that that's been off before just because we got two different length bolts that was holding that on. Yo, now get that baby stuck. As we go higher, now we got bolts facing the other way. And these ones, I don't know if the rest are going to be like this or not, but these ones right here in the middle, they're a 17 millimeter, which is quite a bit bigger than the 14 millimeters we've been pulling out of there. Couple of them old hefty units, huh? This one's fun because it's got that for our clutch, or for our slave cylinder right in the way, and the rod or lever, whatever you call that it shoves on. Ew. Our old Milwaukee, she's finally coming apart on us. You hold her just right, she'll still get the job done. She'll get her done. Well, I don't think I'm gonna be able to finagle that down in there like I need to. Looks like we got a stud going from our transmission, and then that's what holds on our starter, so we need to get that top one down there. Looks like some dirt daubers been down there doing some manufacturing. Just zip us a ratchet and wrench down in there. She ain't too bad to get to. Heave! Ho! Oh, putting them, seeing how strong my index finger and thumb is. Give them the workout. Don't worry, she's coming. We're gonna get her out of there. Voila! Don't worry. Let's do an archaeological dig. Is that what it's called? Who knows? Golly, look at this wad. There she is. Let's go see if we can't throw this to the moon. What y'all want me to hit out here, huh? Where's them crows at that kept coming back the other day? You want a dirt daub? Huh? How about this go around? I don't show you how far I can throw it. We'll pinpoint my accuracy. Our dumpster's right down there. She's got 1, 2, 3, 4 rungs of a ladder. I'm gonna nail the first one from the top. Yeah! Yeah! That wasn't my fault, guys. I forgot to get the oil off my fingers. That dirt clod slipped. That's what it was. All right, I'm glad we got down here anyways, because that top bell housing bolt on this side I can see, and looks like I can get to pretty easy. So we'll get it from up top instead of fighting it from down below. Come on, baby. Holy cow, that one's tight. That one's all there. Yeah, someone gave it the bananas. Yeah, yeah. There we go. The longer wrench gave us a little more leverage, just what we needed. And to push hard, quit being a sis. That's the other thing. Now we can get the old ratchet and the vise down in there, and that's gonna help us get that out quicker. People always ask about these things. Harris Pepper sent them back in the day. All I can tell you is they say mountain on them. There's a part number by the looks of it. Now I've tried to look these up and had very minimal success finding them. I don't even think they make them anymore. And the part that really sucks is my 14 millimeters missing. So I'm assuming what has happened is it's in the front of one of these trucks. It's probably fell, landed down in the crevice. I ain't seen it yet. And hopefully we will find it one day. But that thing missing kind of hurts my feelings, if I'm being honest. I don't know if I've looked them up off of part numbers yet, so maybe I'll look up a part number. Maybe that'll locate some on the Google. Now ours has a delete plate right there. We had done a little deletion kit on this sucker, so I don't know if that's why I have more room, or if others would have less room, I guess is what I'm saying. But as far as getting this is definitely the move here. Look at all that hand room to be able to get in there and get that right out of there. This side, not quite as easy to get to, but still not terrible. Yo, got her. And I believe that to be all of our bell housing bolts, hopefully. Go! No, I did not just drop nothing. Don't worry, I do this thing when I drop stuff from playing soccer as a kid for a long time, that before something hits the ground, I just naturally, I don't even think about it. I always put my foot underneath something and help guide it to the ground. And I've prevented a lot of stuff from breaking doing that over the years. It don't feel good to catch that upside down on top of your foot, but it is effective. No lack of hardware in them mounts, is there? Holy cow. How hard they mount that sucker, you'd think this thing actually makes some power or something. All right, what I'm curious is, can we pick up on that and then wiggle that out of there? Let's pick up and then try to wiggle out. Mission success. Holy crazy mount. And I guess she gets the job done though. And our last thing that I don't really know what to do about is our shifter, which is why I want that mount out there, where then we can drop her down some. Hey, looky there, one of our plastic clips is out, so that screw's only biting into the rubber and ring. That kind of sucks. I see a shaft right there. I just don't know what actually retains that. I don't see any type of clip, so I don't know if we're supposed to just drive that out of there or if we're supposed to pull the stuff from up top and then look down in there and there's something we're supposed to remove or what. Now when I had her up in the air, I've had this boot off and I didn't see any bolts for unbolting like the shifter off the top, but I was just looking down there from the bottom and I did see some. So we're still gonna pull this whole assembly and then I think we can just actually unbolt that shifter. Pop that up off there, and then this one from down underneath there. Apparently that's a tight fit. Then yeah, I can see some bolts now. And back to her gonna be a little tricky. We're gonna try a uni-wiggler. I'm not convinced this is gonna work, mainly because those seem to have quite a bit of torque on them. And uni-wiggling and braking torque don't always match up well. No, we're gonna have to get it from the bottom. Looky here, there's actually 6 bolts. I don't even know if this is what all I'm supposed to be pulling. Seems kind of excessive to me. Seems like a good way to tear up a gasket for no reason. She's free though. Ooh. Them little lock washers that just fell off there. Hopefully none of them just fell down into our transmission. Let's see. So they got a washer on there, but then another washer. I don't like that. All right, I'll try to tuck that up in there. Hopefully it don't stain our carpet too much. Go ahead and pull it before it can stain our carpet too much. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we get that transmission out. We better see if we can locate some other washers, huh? All right, let me see what kind of happens here. That's kind of heavy just to pick up on. So let me pick up on it with the stand. Cause then like I said, I think I need to go back. Maybe not. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. Whew. She's wiggling back. Now we just gotta figure out where the sweet spot is. As far as coming back, we're starting to hit like our torsion bar bolts right there. Like that's something to kind of pay attention to. This was hitting on our exhaust, but now the bell housing is starting to hit the firewall. But I'm sure we're gonna find a sweet spot and she's gonna pop right out of there. All right, well, you definitely smell clutch. Anyways, I don't know how we're supposed to drop this sucker out. Oh, that comes off there. Okay, I missed that. It makes a lot more sense. I thought that mount was welded, and look, there's a bolt right there and right there to get that off there. Oh no, and there's more up here. All right, there's a little extra clearance we needed. Now I know there's a sweet spot. I got her. Woo-hoo-hoo. I almost lost her. But then again, almost never did anything, did it? Well, there she is, guys. Transmission is out. Here's our little gasket. I didn't want to tear it up. It looks like it'll probably be all right. Let's get us a magnet here. We're gonna go do a little magnet fishing, okay? Yo, over here making a mess. Jeez, man. Let me throw this down in there. Just as I suspected. Hopefully it was just that one. Bang! She was a tight fit on that dowel. And like I said, I suspected the disc to look fairly decent. I had assumed that I put a new one in there when they were in there at one point. And it don't look terrible. I'll be honest, so far everything looks a lot better than I was expecting to see. And it's got a few little weird spots on it though. Where'd these go? You can't see it because I smeared my greasy hands all over it. But there's like some notches in there, like something got ate up right in there. And then this disc it's got a few weird spots. I'm assuming where it's not making great contact is what's showing. This is what I expected to see with just all kinds of heat color in it. And I don't know if y'all can see the gold. It has a nice gold ring. And then a little purple on one side, and then almost like a maroon color on the other side, which is where I'm telling y'all, I had this thing smoking hot. See, like that bearing, you can tell that sucker was not even that old. You know what, don't even worry about doing it. Just put it back together. I think it'll be fine. Oh, pop that off. There she is, guys. She's free. She's off there. And over here, I can see some of that color I was telling y'all about. And if I run across there, I can feel the height difference with my finger. Like right there, pretty significant. Right there, I can feel that quite a bit. All the way to about right there. And I can also see discoloration during that. So yeah, we'll have this sucker surfaced. Usually a clutch kit is around like $100 for these little mini trucks. And I suspected it to be slipping from time to time, and I was telling y'all I could smell it. I definitely think we're going to be doing this thing some good by getting this handled. No more strapping this Toyota to the tow roller for burnouts until the clutch smokes more than the tires. How's that? Over in the back of old Gertie here, old shop truck. Theo's looking at me now. He was asleep. He come out. Where you going, Dad? We're going to run this up to the machine shop, who's going to hopefully be willing to surface it for us. Then we'll come back and get into some other shenanigans. Old Gertie here, she's a pretty good truck, aren't you, old girl? Yeah, she is. I really don't drive this thing enough, and I've tried to make myself get motivated to drive it more, and I just can't seem to. We are going to try something when we get back, I think. Something that I've wanted to try on this truck for a long time, and just realized last week that we can actually try it now. First, I'm going to go in here and drop this off with old Rex and Cody. All right, we are back. Got our mess swept up. Of course, got the flywheel dropped off. Our hardware, when I could still remember what was what, I went ahead and gave her old bag. No tag, just a bag. I was gonna say bag and tag, but then I'd be lying to you. The other day I was hauling some junk cars out to the salvage yard, and when we were out there, Sammy had stripped down a frame for us, so we need to get that thing unloaded. So right here we have a completely stripped down K10 long bed chassis, which is exactly what this one started life out as. And we made it to the point of doing all the stuff we done before I realized that this frame is bent. Now, some of y'all said take it to a chassis shop. Well, I don't know where one's at. I don't know how quick their turnaround is or what it would cost, but I know for a couple $100 I've got one right there, and we could basically have it caught up to this point in a day or two, and then we're not relying on dropping it off or waiting on anyone else. And guys, even if you bend a frame back, stuff's still compromised. I just think this is, one, our cheapest, two, our most efficient, and just third in general, our best option. Now, Sammy, before they stripped this thing down, it was from a complete truck. They pulled a tape after they had stripped it down to the point of being a roller, and he said everything he measured was good. So I know the wind's gonna kill us, and it'd be nice if I had an extra hand, but we could just look at something simple there, like that is 75 inches. And I had 1,000 people let me know I was measuring wrong. I should measure this or that or this, guys. It don't matter. It really don't. There's not adjustability on these front ends. So wherever your shackles are and your leaf springs mount, that's where that sucker's gonna line up. I don't know what kind of adjustment you want. So if that axle tube to that axle tube on each side is a different number by 1.25 inches, that means your frame's out somewhere. That ain't just having to do with your axles. So then when you look on that one, we're right at 75. Yeah, that fell, but I could see it before that dropped. If we check that on that one, it's off by 3/4 inch. Now, luckily, one thing I've noticed is anytime one of these trucks takes a hit in the front, just with my history, it's gonna tear up some stuff. So if we know that leaf spring, which is gonna then mount our axle tube, or it's gonna position it, I should say, we're going from there to our body mount in that square. We would really like to see it, or measuring the same, we'd really like to measure from that body mount then up to the center of there, which is about 52 5/8. And we would also like this side to stay the same. Get your yapping butt out of here before I go get me a dirt dauber nest. Boy, we just can't catch a break, can we? Let me show you what I mean. I had to remeasure this side because I realized I just clipped that mount with one corner. It'd be much more consistent if we drop that whole thing in there and we go to the center here, which actually gives us 52 3/4 to the center. Well, look at this mount over here. They must have hit that when loading it or something, because you can see where there's fresh metal right there, and it's kind of twisted. It looks shoved in, and in fact, hey, get on out here. That's it. Where are you? Where are you? Get up! Yeah, you better hush it up. Learn to fly in the wind, dummy. Get on out here. This, gosh darn it, he's just toying with me now. This thing needs bent back. It got hit there, started to rotate that, which starts taking that forward. So if we go out of there and go to there, we're getting about 53 and 3/16. Where over there we're 52 1/4. That one's nice and straight, and that one's bent down over in. Now every chassis from GM may just suck. There'll be no argument from me on that, especially from them square bodies. I like the trucks, but I will not act like their chassis are just the most impressive thing I've ever seen. But like I told Slick, you know, I'm like, if we have stuff within 1/4 inch, hell, that's gonna be runnable, you know, especially when GM, come to find out, didn't do the best job. So I didn't even know that was messed up. This is really my first time looking the frame over good. I just picked it up, strapped it down, came home. Let's go bend on that and see what we can get our measurement matching to. I was excited to have one of these frames without a tore up hanger for the first time. But here we are. All right, bend that back. And that was maybe good for a 1/16. I didn't figure we were gonna get a whole lot. So every one of these chassis must just suck. 47 1/4. Let's say we can't trust this, even though it's square relevant to those. So what if we go off that shackle bolt, which we shouldn't trust because it's on a rubber bushing, which means it has play. Once again, right at 47, so we're still looking at around 1/4 inch difference. Which honestly, I mean, for this thing will probably be runnable. That's a hell of a lot better than a grand total of 1.25 inches. Or if we go off those ones, it's like 3/4 inch, like I said. So that's still a big difference. Before we really tear into this one, I'll do some cross measuring on it and everything. And as long as everything's good, and we make sure all of that's relevant up to somewhere up here, we could even possibly just drill a new hole. We could take that hole forward just a hair and that one back just a hair, and we could make this thing match better than GM ever had it, apparently. Pulled a couple cross measurements and it all looked good. 128 on the dot. That was hooking, and that was hooking inside of our leaf, our rear spring hanger, and coming to the front. So I'm suspecting 1/4 inch off here as well. And look, right there, I told you 128. What's that say? 128 1/4. Cross-referencing from back there all the way up to the core support, or core support mount up in here. All that stuff's really close, guys. Mind you, I'm checking myself, so you gotta give me a little grace here from trying to stretch it that far. But everything was like, looked pretty well on the dot. And I know we've got a little play because I'm sure mounting it a little different, hooking it a little different. Definitely nothing was 1/4 inch off on our cross measurements. So that to me says that this hanger, this very specific hanger, is either too far forward 1/4 inch, or that one's too far back at 1/8 inch, or 1/4 inch, I mean. However you want to look at that. Or like I said, we could split the difference and take that one 1/8 inch back, that one 1/8 inch forward. We'll be able to make that work. And I'll tune that in and make sure this thing's better than GM ever produced it to be. But damn it, that tape measure don't lie, guys. Y'all can think I don't measure correctly or whatever. If I can measure it in 3 different ways and each one keeps saying 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, I can guarantee you how much it's off. It's off 1/4 inch. Hell, that's just the outside tab. We may cut that sucker and just slide her back, you know, a little weld and blend, who knows. Oh, actually we need to measure to that inside one too, but that'll all be down the road when we actually go to do some more work on this thing. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. That's the only measurement that's off. That makes me happy. That's full workable. We can go over on that one and I can show you about 5 different measurements that's off and why I don't consider that one workable. Since we're here, I just walked by this. At one point someone hit my fender with their fork, slowed at me, and as you can see, that little support rod, it bent out, and I always, you know, just wanted to smack it with a hammer because that's going to straighten us up. I just never had my big hammer and think about it, so since we're here, let's whack on it. Hey Ma, Puddin's out in his junkyard whacking his strut rod. Oh yeah, just what the doctor ordered. Few little whackety tappities, and that looks way better. In fact, I went too far. Just bend that sucker back and forth where you make it nice and brittle. That ain't dented in now near as much. Line up the edge, perfect. Popping them straps reminded me on that chassis too, when I had the axle out there at the end, the frame like tweaked up like probably 2 to 3 inches. That frame is in a way where it just, whenever it don't have weight holding it there, that one with the straps popped, you can see it ain't sitting there tweaked like rolled either. Much better frame. Since we know we got a pretty good frame, why don't we use this skid steer and see if we can't tear it up. Luckily she's sliding along on her back hitch pretty easy there. Hey yo, found the dovetail. One thing I don't like about the skid steer is once I get in here and you start picking stuff up, obviously you can't get back out, so then I can't change the camera view for y'all, or angle I mean. I got her picked up, but that end's looking a little wobbly. And also, I don't know where I want to put this yet. I think we're gonna just bring it right up here by the shop. Shouldn't be putting nothing else up around here. Hopefully we're getting to it before too long. I will tell y'all the build of old Roy's kind of changing though. Did y'all see that? I had to chase that car down and catch it. That thing rolls so good that even dragged it forward when I got it on its own, it started rolling backwards. All right, I know some of y'all ain't gonna like seeing me take the white walls off the old 59. I said if that thing ever got to 500,000, and I'll be honest, I don't think it's gonna get there. I'm not trying to be negative. I just see the number that it's at now. For it to get to 500,000, it'd have to have way more momentum than what it has. But one thing I've told Mordsky, Slick for years that I would like to see is some black Steelies with a wide white on my pickup. I think it'd make me really like it again. And I thought about it earlier. Those are the same bolt pattern. So I want to swap those just to see what it would look like. So we better wheel chock old runaway Sally. So we'll get our back aired up. She got damned old lift kit now, baby. And we'll get our front aired up. Now speaking of airbags, going up. But to be honest, like I said, I don't think we're that close to 500K. Them white walls may go bad before we ever hit 500K. Don't worry, if she somehow did, I'd even get y'all new white walls if I had to. Woohoo! Watch out for the old dingle dangle. Let's see. Oh baby, this is about to change the look of this truck, guys. I'm sorry, for a classic shop truck look, it's hard to beat just a black Steely and white walls. This is going to be a great example of how the right wheels and the wrong wheels can totally change a vehicle. The truck can pull off both. However, that 59 is about to look way worse on those white Steelies with dime whites. No, not the broken lug nut. Now she ain't going to look classy. Oh, that's what we don't want, is these things getting stained from all that dirt and stuff. Look at that crud just melt away. This old tire cleaning prep by the Mr. Cartoon, she does pretty good on these old white walls. That'll get these babies cleaned up better. What is that goopa poopa? Jeez, can't catch a break around here. All right, let's let them down. We'll get them into position and let's see what they're looking like. Up first, I gotta do the old roll bounce with the 59. Ease it back in its spot. I mean, she don't look plumb terrible. Those to me are definitely runnable on that car. I'm not gonna say they look as good as the wide whites, But like if that's all you had to put on your car at first, I wouldn't be upset about it. Sorry about the wind, guys. Try to tuck the camera in here and protect it from the wind. Let's lay the truck down. I wish I could give y'all a good reaction, but the wind's gonna limit that. Let's just have a quick look. Oh, baby. Oh, baby, oh, baby. Huh. That's different. I think those white walls, the tire as a whole needs to be a little bit bigger for that truck. I think the tires on the white wheels are bigger than these ones, just a hair. So I think it would need bigger ones. But I don't hate that look. Let's mock up one of those center caps. I wouldn't run a Chevrolet center cap on it because it'd kind of be dumb. But then again, I may, because I've been known to be a little dumb. Y'all just know I'm a fan of stillies and caps, so we can kind of set those in place just to give us an idea of what she'd look like. Now let's see. Oh, baby. I told y'all that I was gonna change the look of the truck. Holy cow. I kind of like it. What do y'all think? Talk about doing one lettered up as a shop truck, like putting some hand painted stuff on it. That truck right there, especially with the fat white walls, that could pull that look off no problem. Got our caps on this side. Those caps I popped on there are off our 61 wagon, the original ones that were sitting on that car since the late 60s, like 1969, when it got set out at Mr. Ray's place where we bought it out of. 3 of them pop on really easy, and I know what's going on with those wheels. The nubs are too big because 3 of those caps have a split on the outside edge, and that letting that stretch a little more, those ones pop right on. The other one, I had to literally hammer it on there. I don't know if it'll come. It's either never gonna come off, or it's gonna be one of those ones that it's spring loaded right now and we hit the right bump and it just shoots off. It's gonna be one of the two. I figure we're about done for the day. I wanna get this thing off the lift and out of the way, and then we may take the old International for a lap to town and back just to drive it some. Just put a few miles on the old gal, you know what I mean? Go show it. Hell, sweet mama's got a pair of new shoes. She wants to show them off. Also, one of those wheels was really bent, so we want to drive it and see if we can feel that or not. See if it'll get us jumping down the highway. I'm gonna hop in and roll this sucker to the next city. I almost lost her. Someone was real smart and cut his parking brake cables and then never extended them. And then he ain't got a transmission to hold her in gear. Yeah. Luckily that impact was in there still. She become my wheel chock. Woo! She looks good, baby. That thing sure can ride low to the ground, can it? Had to pick it up just a little bit. She's pretty slammed right now. This is kind of like at a ride height area here. You know you're gonna be on pretty good road. And guys, I like how this truck sits about how it is right now. Stop real quick where y'all can see it. That thing looks tough like that. I'm not sure if we still have all of our caps, but the good news is I got going about 55, 60, and I didn't feel any crazy shake. So that machine may say our wheels bent, but I don't feel a wobble. That don't mean we don't need to fix it, but at least it ain't knocking our teeth out. Try to keep my gold tooth. I know I feel cool in it now with the white walls. Feel like old Pimp Daddy in the Patina International. Oh, dirty. Oh, dirty, 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 baby. Who wouldn't feel like a farmer Pimp Daddy in that thing? Hey, our caps are on. This side's good too. Gotta voice your opinion. White walls or no?
Yeah, I like it.
Looks pretty good, don't it?
I think so.
Because the color of the truck?
Yeah.
That helps.
Yeah, that's more my style.
That's right. What do y'all think? Comment down below. All right, guys, let's head back towards the house. Gentleman come by. Robert, he gave me a look, whole baggie full of these glasses. These ones here, I'm like, shoot, these ones parked near match the truck. That'll make me look real cool. Three folks who come by Slicks though, all of them said they like this thing with the white walls. So that's pretty much the vote. 5 out of 5 who voted today voted for the white walls. All right, guys, that is it for this go around here on the second channel. I've been so excited. Holy crap, guys. That thing laid out in the shop looks cooler than it did outside to me for some reason. Holy cow. I think that just gave me the impact I was hoping it was to give me. Like, I thought it looked good, but damn, does that look good. What do y'all think, for real? Let me know. Sorry, got a little distracted there. Huge progress today, whether it seemed like it or not. Probably my most favorite thing is realizing my mistake on the one valve adjustment and the chattery motor being fixed. Makes me super happy. I'm sure next week for the second channel, we'll get the flywheel back. I'll be busy doing main channel stuff the remaining days of this week. But next week, we'll probably get that one in. What I'm hoping to happen is Friday morning, before my girls even wake up, I'm gonna hit the road and run our 4L60E and our 350 turbo up to my buddy's transmission shop. And we'll get those dropped off where we can be waiting on them to return as well. A lot of little, just behind the scenes moving pieces. It is what it is. So thank y'all so much for being here on the second channel. I kind of want to tell you what I was thinking about with this thing, and I kind of don't. No, we'll save it. We'll save it. Anyhow, thank y'all so much for being here. Puddin'sFabShop.com for that good quality merchandise. I believe we had just released, so we probably still have some stuff in stock. I think we did the Stout, the Pot County Legend, all that kind of good stuff. So thank y'all for the support there. And I'm on the Instagrammer. Guys, follow me on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. I've been posting reels there. Sometimes I do some that's condensed out of our weekly videos, and then other times I just show you something a little behind the scenes. It may be Theo running around, it may be me doing something, so I just decided to make a quick video of it. The other day there was fires going on, people were curious what was going on. I posted a real TikTok video thing. I don't know much about that crap, I'm still new to it, so I posted that just for updates. It's a good way to also keep an eye on what's going on around here. So thank y'all for all the follows there. We even made a Puddin's Fab Shop Shorts, which is a third channel. I'll try to remember to link it in the description down below, where I'll also be posting those short, quick versions of videos if y'all want to give that a follow. As always, thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. And I hope you have a good rest of your week. However, do not forget, that's right, baby, sitting on your ass will not finish a project. We'll see you in the next one. Hot damn, there's so much BSery. We had to start a whole channel for all the extras. Be sure to go check out Puddin's Fab Shop if you ain't seen that baby yet. Come on!